Okay, so I want to talk back about Giannis because he did respond back to LeBron's comments, basically just talking about the eras when LeBron was like he would do this in the 70s, drop all these points. Giannis said, "Great compliment, but I don't like comparing eras." He said, "It's not fair. If I'd played in the 70s, how everybody practiced and how everybody played, we would have played the same way. That's all you knew at the time. The game evolves. We got to 2020 and we know more." So we did discuss this a little bit last week when the initial interview came out. But now after hearing Giannis's response, what did you think of what he had to say?
I think I like what Giannis said about that comment because it takes him out of the conversation. That's what he was probably intending to do, and that's where he accomplished that goal. Because when you tell people you don't want to be compared, they can compare you, but then you're no longer to keep answering the question, which is a great thing for him. Because right now he's trying to get to winning. And if they keep pulling them into those conversations, it's just another distraction that they don't need. They already got a coach who finessed his way in. So now they got to figure out how to get Doc out of there, and Giannis got to figure. Not they can keep Doc. Giannis got to go.
I think that was sensational. What Giannis said, because I said that you can't compare because the rules change, and not just change. You see players that make you want to do better. When, like I said, Kyrie, he said he couldn't watch Air One. He had to sneak and watch Air One and watch Allen Iverson. You don't get Kyrie without him seeing something to make him want to do something different than nobody else did. And that's, to me, that's what Giannis said. He said, if I played in the 70s, we all be playing the same. We're in 2020. We seen more stuff, the game involved. I think that was sensational because all these players now, and not even the players now, the older players, you sit there, oh, Shaq, and talking about, I'm just using Shaq because he's a champion. Oh, we would have bust the Bulls' ass the 94, 93, 92 Bulls, whatever. Or you got the Golden State Warriors dynasty saying that they were better than the Bulls. And then you may have the San Antonio dynasty saying that they could have beat the 80s Lakers dynasty. I think this was sensational what Giannis said. That way he'll be like, look, I have nothing to do with, I'm not, because to me, sometimes it's disrespectful saying that, yo, we could have did this or could have did that, and you don't know because it's two different eras. But I love what he said because, like Mase said, it takes him away from saying I'm better than somebody like Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or just naming big men. Look, respect to them. We seen what they did. I can only do what I'm doing in this era, and I'm trying to win. I think that was a great answer. And that's why I fuck with Giannis also, but Giannis is a different type of breed. You ever notice Giannis in the summertime don't meet up with them niggas? You ever see how like all the basketball players be at this little gym in New York playing against each other and they call Giannis to come and be like, nah, I'm good. You don't ever see Giannis with other basketball players. You don't see him with LeBron. You don't see him working out with Carmelo. You don't see him with Kevin Durant. You don't see him with none of these niggas who be hooking up, trying to get better, and not saying bad way, but I think he feels if I get cool with y'all, I'm going to be too cool with y'all, and I'm trying to be better than y'all. So I think that's his mindset already.
I think what you said was really phenomenal about in different eras, there was different rules. So when people make those equations, they don't make sense because in a hand checking forearm, you know, guarding a person with your forearm on their body, pause, that makes it a total different game. People being able to foul you that hard, coming down the lanes, that's a different league. They might as well say we would beat them in our time where you can't really touch people, where you can't really do these things. And that's where it becomes complicated. So I definitely want to reiterate that when you talk about the times and the rules that goes with those rules, because that's what make the league what it is. Like if you had some people's favorite move would have been travel in a decade before. So you can't even say that because you couldn't even do some of these moves. Like we had, I think it took a while before somebody did a back step. Now to bounce the ball and step over and shoot, that would have been travel in every tournament, every year, on every coast, no matter where you was. So somebody went in the film room and said, "Look, he's only actually taking these many steps. You couldn't even do that move at all." And that's just one of the moves. They used to call what they call that the Euro step. You get caught on travel some places on that. So, a lot of the moves you couldn't do.
And even real quick to your point, Giannis really do be doing his own thing. He be out the way. And he be getting his wife pregnant. Like, he's very content. So good for him because everything seems all good over there.
He's Greece though, right?
Huh?
He's Greece. Right?
Yeah,
Greek.
So what does that mean?
Said he's Greece.
Pause. I mean,
what does that mean?
I mean, when you come from very humble beginnings, you understand that you were put in this position for something different, and that's how you're carrying it.
Giannis is really African. For those that didn't know, make sure you tune in and talk with Flea at 9 a.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. And I interviewed his brother. They have a movie on Disney. I can't think of the name of the movie at this current time, but it's sensational how they basically fled Africa because their country was going through something, had to sneak into Greece and then became residents of Greece. But his first...
Rise.
Pardon me?
Rise.
So for those who haven't seen it, it's a story about Giannis and T.A., his brother, how they ended up making it to America, to the NBA. It's a sensational film. It's really, really dope on Disney. But they had to flee Africa, retreat, actually sneak their way into Greece, end up becoming citizens of Greece, learning basketball, etc., then coming to America to play basketball professionally. Sensational. So Mase is right, like, coming from super duper humble beginnings. Like, a lot of times we grow up in poverty in America and not slighting our poverty at all. But, we don't understand what other countries go through sometimes, whether it's war or sometimes you lose your country. If you ever watched Vlade Divac and damn, I can't think of his name. It's a 30 for 30. Vlade Divac and Petrovic, right? They stopped. They were friends because their country. They stopped being friends because their country split up. Like, imagine, let's just say, for instance, my man Bezos in the room. I'm from Harlem. He's from the Bronx, and some fucking civil shit happens, and the Bronx splits up from Harlem. And the Bronx is not considered New York no more. And I'm saying, fuck y'all niggas, y'all ain't this. And then we're not friends no more because of some shit the government did. That's how deep it gets in these other countries. And when these countries come over here, these players from these different countries come over here, we don't know half the shit they've been through to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great point. I also think that's also why sometimes foreign players come across as more humble than a lot of American players. And that's not supposed to be a diss, but it's just like the approach and answers that they have to a lot of things are real different.
The mindset is different. I remember to what Cam was just saying, there was Lomachenko, a boxer by the name of Lomachenko. Yes. He found himself could fight for the title, but he said, "No, I'm going to war." People
for the Ukraine.
They like, go to war? How are you going to war? And these are the things that, European athletes and athletes from out of the country go through.
And just to put some more context what Mase is saying, just so y'all totally understand what he's saying. Basically, Russia is fighting with the Ukraine the last however long. Mm-hmm. But when the war with Russia and the Ukraine started, it's a Ukraine fighter that's really top 10 fighter, Lomachenko, that he said, forget fighting, that he went back to the Ukraine to fight the war when he could have stayed in America and said, I hope everything works out. But that's how much honor he had for his country. So I just wanted to put some context to what Mase was saying so you fully understood it.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.